What's really good? We back with the Boxing Clinic and more. It's your boy CJ Goodfella. Last boxing video tonight, I believe, and we here. One time for the one time, man. Don't forget to check out the new Raw and Cut podcast featuring the Cali Enigma and myself as well. All right, make sure you check that out. The link's in the description. I'll explain a little bit more towards the end of this video. So what's going on is, one of the subscribers on Instagram sent me interview about Carl Froch on IFL TV earlier today. I got some changes coming up in my life, so I'm handling some business right now to make that adjustment, all right, and make the right decision. So I didn't get a chance to look at it till later in the day, and then somebody said, seen a video go up, Blue Blood dropped the video, and I see everybody else dropping the video. Haven't watched anybody's video on this yet, all right? So this is totally organic, so actually, that's why I don't watch people's videos about news. I want to give you my point of view and my perspective of what's going on. So I'm going to link this interview into the description, all right? IFL TV, shout out to Coogan Cassius, one time for the one time, all right? All right, Carl Froch goes out here and he's drop snitching, I guess. Now he's in the media, he's crossing over, he's kind of telling you the integral parts of what goes on behind the scene with Eddie Hearn and other promoters, all right? That's how I look at it. So, Coogan Cassius, asked him a question about, what do you think about Wilder and Joshua, why it's not happening? And he says it's Eddie Hearn is stopping the fight from happening. I'm paraphrasing here, cutting it short. He says Eddie Hearn is stopping the fight from happening. He said, and Coogan Cassius was kind of taken away, like, oh, really, you blaming Eddie? He said, yeah, Eddie Hearn is a good promoter. He's protecting his asset, Anthony Joshua. He said everybody know the money was there. He said the $50 million was there. But Eddie Hearn is smart, and basically, they're going to let the fight build up. Let me tell you what it was, man. What it is basically we're going to wait for Wilder to get old, and then we're going to try to strike while the iron is hot. And when a former fighter knows, that's what a promoter doing, because he's worked with Eddie before, I believe. And he's probably worked with other promoters similar to Eddie Hearn, okay? If not. And he knows, and they know in the UK that they're inferior to us in boxing, man. Let's keep it real. They know they're inferior, And now they got to wait for the perfect time to strike to get Deontay Wilder. They wait for Wilder to look vulnerable. They ready to try to freeze him out, for him to get old or whatever it may be, or take a beating. They willing to take that risk because they know they're going to keep standing in the UK and fighting the bumps and controlling the surroundings. They're going to control everything, the judges, the referees, and stuff of that nature. So they know they in a controlled environment that they control. They know they're going to be able to protect AJ a little bit longer to get knocked down and get a 15-20 count. They know they're going to be able to do grimy, sleazy stuff, and they know Deontay Wilder, they don't rock like that. They can see somebody getting in there in the heavyweight division and knocking Wilder out or make him look vulnerable. They can run in there and fight the guy that beat him, or they can wait for Wilder to look vulnerable. And that's what Carl Froch is getting at. That's what he's getting at. He's getting at that basically that Eddie knows what he's doing. He's a good promoter. He's getting at he's protecting Anthony Joshua. And they know that. He said, well, I still favor AJ. I still favor AJ. Yeah, of course you do, to save face, because you slipped up and said some shit you wasn't supposed to say. And Eddie kind of confronted him at the end and trying to rationalize the BS. Please, you can't continue to keep covering all bases. You might as well just come out and say AJ ain't ready. We gonna let him season himself a little bit longer at this point to save face. But this is to show you that, people saying, oh, the LDBC or certain channels are coming up with false narrative. Man, that shit is real. It ain't our fault that you guys are too dumb and it ain't street savvy enough to really read body language and really read between the lines. You know what I'm saying? Common sense is bliss, but at the end of the day, everybody don't have street sense, street smarts. You know what I'm saying? Most of these dudes is cornballs, ain't never done nothing. And when I say street smarts, don't mean you have to slow out there dope and hustle, whatever it is, man. Just knowing the streets and knowing how to read people's body language, knowing when shit about to get real, when it's about to go down, knowing when a person a threat, knowing when to get out the way, knowing when to jump in before something happens, having a feel. It's kind of like a natural instinct that a lot of these suburbanites and fake gangbangers and fake claim gangster and fake dudes that's going around here saying they got sauce and swag, you know what I'm saying, on this tip, man. And, like I said, man, the truth was there. It was blatant that they didn't want to fight. And Carl Froch didn't say nothing that we didn't know. He basically just confirmed it, that the Brits already know that. And a lot of the people like the channel, shout out to Porky's Corner from the UK, a lot of them dudes already know that. Real UK fans that came up to me and found me on Twitter, and we had conversations in the chat or whatever, and they said they hate Anthony Joshua over there. People are getting tired of Anthony Joshua over there. They getting tired of they act over there and selling dreams, and only people go to Anthony Joshua fights for a social event, and it's not real hardcore stuff, man. So that's already been spilling outside of their truth, man. And they're really not as popular as they saying over there, amongst the hardcore fans. And this just shows you in all that, Eddie Hearn, this ain't his first fighter that he's protected, and he's over there trying to protect this young. But ultimately, he can't stop the truth. He can't stop the reign of the United States. We already knew that he tried to tell Kell Brook not to go and fight Errol Spence. But he didn't tell Kell Brook not to go fight Golovkin. You know why? Because Golovkin brought Kell Brook and himself a career high payday. Bought them a good payday. Errol Spence, it wasn't worth the risk. He begged Kell Brook to drop that belt. He begged Kell Brook not to fight Errol Spence. And that just shows you that if a fighter, I'm going to tell you this, man, and Lawrence O'Callaghan coming up here saying that Anthony Joshua runs the show. No, he don't. He don't have a mind to run the show. When he opened his mouth, he said ignorant and dumb things. See, just because somebody say something's true, look at it for yourself in clarity. And I'm going to tell you this. If he ran the show like they say he runs the show, he would have did what Kell Brook did. If he felt so disrespected by Wilder, if he really was body, or if he really wanted to fight, he'd have took his career in his own hands like Kell Brook did. Tell Eddie, shut the hell up. Go make the fight happen with Errol Spence. And Anthony Joshua do the same thing. Tell Eddie, go get the $50 million. Let's get the bag and fumble it, whip it and rumble it, whoop. And let's get this money, man. I'm going to beat Deontay Wilder. You know what I'm saying? He didn't do that. He didn't do that. He hid behind Eddie and hid behind the promoter. That just shows you the difference between fighters. And that the promoter works for the fighter and the fighter don't work for the promoter. People get it twisted. People think these promoters are running the show. And ultimately, they do run the show in most situations. But the fighter in Kell Brook's situation, he knew that he ran the show. Eddie worked for him. And Anthony Joshua got to remember that. Eddie worked for him. He don't work for Eddie. So that just shows me that he don't want to fight. If he wanted to fight, he'd go out there and tell Eddie, go make the fight, take the $50 million, let's do this, let's get this money, we going to get this dub. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all don't believe me, but I believe I can beat him. But Anthony Joshua don't believe he can beat him. Rob McCracken don't believe he can beat him. The coach, and Carl Froch said that. He said, well, it's deeper than that, McCracken, and this and that. They know. And there's still people out here ignorant enough saying, oh, well, Joshua beats Wilder and this and that. Like I said, man, and that might be true. Maybe they truly believe that. But at this point, if somebody that's scared and so much evidence on the table, you can just look at the tape and see this is a bad style matchup. And people say, well, the boxing aficionados and trainers, they smart and all this. And most of the time, I'm telling you, most of the time, the boxing, them trainers and them coaches, they don't be knowing shit. A lot of times, them dudes don't even watch boxing for real. They just watch their fighter breakdown film and go on to the next one. A lot of times, you talking about trainers today, the greatest trainer today is probably barely a C-. A lot of these trainers is dumb as hell. A lot of us on here probably could train fighters and get a book and do what Joe Kawasaki did and do a hell of a lot better than these guys doing today. A lot of these trainers is overrated and don't know the game. They more amateur coaches trying to perpetrate as pro coaches. I seen them talk about certain fighters and I think this is going to happen and that don't happen. They don't know shit neither, a lot of them. And I stand by that. And I will not be corrected. Show you several instances of trainers getting it wrong and not knowing shit about what's going on. Because so trainers say, oh, Joshua, they bagging Joshua. That's just their narrative. They just rolling with the narrative. They ain't broke down the film. They ain't really watched them and able to really assess them like that. Because if they did, they'd see that Wilder's the better fighter in this matchup. It's styles make fights. And if anybody, feels different, why won't Rob McCracken and Eddie Hearn let Joshua off that leash? Why is they waiting? Why is they scared? What is it to be scared about? Because they know what's going to happen. They know that they got to get into Joshua, some better defense and some more tricks to the trade. But it's too late for that. He is who he is. He either going out on his face, going on his back, and that's the only way around it. And Carl Froch letting you know that them UK people over there know what's going on. They know what the fishy shit going on. They know because he was getting protected by Eddie for a part of the time. He know he was protected by Eddie. He already know. Them dudes over there more protected than the queen herself. Because they know once they cross the pond or once we cross the pond, ultimately they're going to get clipped. Ultimately the truth going to come to the light. Ultimately if they come over to America, they're going to come back and finish their career in the UK because they're not good enough or they're going to get retired over here. And that's the actual fact right there, man. That's a fact. They just happy to have AJ over there. Happy to have something right now to celebrate something temporary. And either way, Wilder going to crash the party over there or they're going to crash the party over here. or he gonna crash that party over here. It don't matter. You might as well go take an ass whooping for the highest money. Don't get that ass whooping for the highest money out there. And just be content with it, because if you beat Wilder in America, you're a global star. You a superstar. Vegas not gonna let you walk away. You beat Wilder in UK. I mean, what do you got? You just still the king of the UK. You was what you was yesterday, and you still are what you are. No different. You have no impact in the American market. At least you fight Wilder and you beat Wilder. At least you crack the American market. But they don't want to crack the American market for real. You know what I'm saying? Because they got to go through Wilder to do that. And Carl Froch let him know, I still think Anthony Joshua can win. No, you don't. Shut up. You thought that fight with Andre Ward was close because of the scorecards. It wasn't no close. And it was an expensive fierce and put him in his place. But it's the Boxing Clinic and more. It's your boy CJ Goodfella. Let me know what it is. Got one more video coming tonight, but we're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Check the description. My links will take you straight there. Also, check out our new college sports page. If you're into college football or basketball, S210 College Sports Most Wanted. It's under college new link in the description. So always check the description for my stories and videos, whatever it may be. I linked this interview from IFL TV and Kuka Cassius in the description, all right? Hopefully you guys enjoy it. Don't forget, we got the new podcast jumping off, Raw and Uncut, Meet the Cali Enigma. Check it out. 9 episodes already on there. Raw and Uncut, from basketball to football to 50 Cent and Floyd beef to Donald Trump. All types of real raw talk, short, long, medium, more medium and long podcasts. So hope you guys end up enjoying it. The link's there. Just go to Castbox. You can go through the app or through the website. Sign up with your Facebook or Google account. That easy. Subscribe, comment. Much blessings. Thanks for everybody. Got our viewerships and subscriptions going up over there. It ain't even been a week, but y'all know what it is. Subscribe, share. One time for the one time. Shout out to the LDBC. We go.